welcome. Today we're going to be putting this Vevor 12-volt water pump on the water trailer so we don't have to rely on gravity. I'm going to learn you a little science today, learn you a little bit of engineering to explain to you why gravity doesn't always work the best when it comes to water. Now, I'm not the sharpest crayon in the box, I understand that. I was the disappointment of the family. I got a C in science. Yeah. But I did, however, earn a certificate in engineering through the Bush Light Scholarship Fund, otherwise known as AA. So I do have some references for this. The reason we're putting a pump on this is because our field has a lot of hills. So normally what we do, put the water trailer at the top of a hill and then run hoses down to all the runs. And then, you know, the gravity kind of takes over, which works fine, The gravity feed system works great, but the problem is you have head pressure of the tank, the amount of water that's in it, more water in it, more pressure is created, in a sense, to pump water out. When you start getting real low, you start getting almost no pressure out of it because you have 150 feet of hose off of a water tank that is 150 feet away, and the friction loss in the hose, and there's no head pressure, it's literally just gravity, and it will take forever to fill up a 5-gallon waterer. And when you got 10, 11 of them to fill up, it adds another half hour to your chores just filling up water. So we're hoping with a 5.5 gallon pump at 50 psi, we can run a very long length of hose and still have decent water pressure to fill up the waterers faster. We're going to use the solar panels that are on the coop there and the batteries to run the pump. Now, if you want to see the video on us putting the solar panels on the egg coop, then that would be, I really don't know where it's going to be, but it's going to be somewhere on the screen. So I say we get started on this because we're working with the scattered showers today, and I really don't feel like getting wet. So let's get moving. Now I brought what I believe to be everything I need in the service truck today. So what we're going to start with is a board for the pump to sit on. I built a little house for it, and I'll show you that here in a bit, because I don't know if this pump is truly like a waterproof outdoor pump. It's meant for an RV, so I'm assuming no, it's meant to go somewhere that's not in the sun all the time. So I'm going to mount it on this board here, and then I have a little house I built that goes over it, and then from there we're going to run a wire up and then over into the battery and solar panel pack that's inside the coop. So I got to measure this first, and then we'll get this cut and mounted, probably, you know, not even close to the way it should be done, but we're going to take this hose off. What, Winnie? So there, and I don't know, here, we'll go there. Square enough. Perfect. I think it'll be more like that. Now I'm gonna drill a hole through this wood and then through the metal here, and I got some 2.5-inch 1/4-20 bolts. I'm just gonna put one here, one there. That way it doesn't rattle a whole bunch, and then when we take this trailer to fill it up, it doesn't fall off or anything. So I'm gonna get those drilled in and get those in real quick, and then we'll start working on the pump. Well, like most things I do, I didn't pay attention before I started doing them. So when I drilled this hole, this is all welded. Can't get anything in there because I used 1/4-20 pan heads that have a nut on the other side. So I just got 2 down here. It's good enough. So let's get the pump mounted itself here. Now, one thing I do like about this is it came with a strainer. This right here. And I like that because the water we have out here is very high in iron. So we get these big, is that just spinning? And we'll find out if it leaks later. We get these big hunks of iron and stuff sitting in this tank because it all settles. So a lot of the waterers have plugs in the, I don't know, the infeed, whatever you want to call them, and it blocks it so you can't get water out of them. So it'll be a full water with none in the tray because it won't allow any through. So I like this idea of this strainer that we can just pull off, pull on if we're not getting water, and it should help get rid of some of that big stuff. God. Ooh. All right, well, I'm gonna take a couple minutes here to pet the dogs because apparently they're extremely needy today. And then we're gonna get the pump mounted. Okay, you gonna help? You can do that if you're gonna help. Oh, those are not big enough on the head. That's okay. It'll be better than nothing. Excuse me, Winnie. Excuse me. Should have brought some washers. I'll fix it later. Probably not. Yeah, screw it. That's good enough. Now, ain't this just the cutest little thing, huh? I got a switch, just an on-off pole. Now, when you do these things, you should make sure you're looking at longevity. So I used a switch that was not rated for outdoors or to have water or any kind in it. So I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's see how that fits. Oh, that fits good, huh? Look at that. Look at that. Now, we just need to wire the switch up. Now, everything I built from this has something I already had. So I already had the fuse. I had to, cut the wires and, just kind of finagle stuff around so I could use the wire I'm using instead of the plugs and all that stuff that it's meant to have. This I built with everything I already had sitting at home. So it is not quite what I would have built if I had bought stuff. But this silicone's a little old. Silicone was supposed to be dry in 30 minutes. It's been like 4 hours and I'm still touching it with my hand and peeling it off. So we're just gonna say that's fine. And if it gets wet today, or when it gets wet today, we're gonna say that's fine. Not a problem. That's how it should be. So let me get the wire I'm using. I'll show you the wire I'm using, and then we'll get this hooked up. So again, speaking of wanting this to last and not have to replace anything, do everything right the first time, you want a wire that is, UV resistant, outdoor rated, all that kind of stuff. So I chose speaker wire because that's none of those things, but it was also the cheapest wire I could find anywhere. And it's 50 feet. So I pulled the whole roll out and got a little tail off the end here where I can run it inside to the thing. I'll show you that later. That's fine. But right now, we got to get this switch hooked up. All right, got our wires all hooked up. I did put a fuse on this, a 15 amp fuse, because that's what the instructions for the pump called for, was to be on a 15 amp fuse. I know I did actually read them. I was actually looking for if it was waterproof or not. I wasn't reading them to see if it needed a fuse. But some information you just find on accident, Hold on, let me be weird for a second. I gotta get this other one hooked up. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, that paint's wet. Oh, I got a brown forehead now, don't I? All right. So, turn this around. This wire is going to come out the back here. Just like that. Look at that. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. Alright. There's that. The hose goes, I did put a disc, look at that, quick disconnect. Isn't that neat? Came in a pack. I bought, not something I planned on using, but it's gonna be nice. That way when we go to fill the water tank up, we can just quick disconnect this. Look at that. All right, so let's run this wire into the coop here. I just realized I'm a massive idiot. Kind of hard to fit this spool of wire through the chicken wire. I planned on hooking up the switch after I had ran the wire across. Man, I really, you know, sometimes it's hard being stupid. I know I make it look easy, but it's difficult. All right, I guess we'll be right back. All right, during that little rainstorm, I got the wire put in. Runs there, goes down into the box. And then on the inside here, excuse me ladies, excuse me, it runs into our little solar power panel thing. So all we gotta do is wind the wire up here and we can leave this all attached because there's just a little wick coming out. So we can keep it within 50 feet of the eggmobile and we'll be good. So let's maiden voyage here. Turn the water on. Okay. And then pull a little switch here. Yeah. Oh. Oh, it's running. I should shut off when it's reached a certain pressure. It shut off. I got this hose running up and back around. Normally it wouldn't do this because your elevation here is way higher than your elevation here. So it can't push water uphill and then back down. So we normally have almost no pressure right now in this. So let's see what we got. Oh, we're leaking there, obvious. Yep. Whoa, whoa. Look at that. Got a little air in the line. Oh, that is fantastic. That is so much more flow than we've ever had gravity feeding. That is great. Now I'll shut this off. See, and that's the reason I put the kill switch on it is because I don't want this running all the time, because if there's a leak like this, or if a dog chews it or something like that, I don't want it to just run the whole tank out of water. So that's the point of this, the switch I put in, is to be able to just cut power out of it. Wow, that is awesome. All right, let's take it up here. See what we got. Now I have another 150 feet of hose at the house I need to bring, because I don't think we're gonna quite make it. No, we're not gonna make it to these runs out here. But if I had another, if I had another 50 feet, I'd make it, because this is our max, but still, that is really good flow. Oh yeah. I'm very happy with that. Very happy. All right, well, I appreciate you watching. If you like this video, you should probably hit that like button. If you want to subscribe so you can see more, then you should probably just hit that subscribe button. So, yeah. Boop, and off. Look at that. Fantastic. All right, thank you for watching. You have a good day.